Hey everyone, my name is Zeb, and I'll be giving you your tour of QSP today. Let's get started. Alright, so QSP is a web-based application, and right now we're looking at our demo database. So none of the information that you see here is real, so don't worry, we're not violating any HIPAA laws, and our database and our server is 100% HIPAA compliant. I'll come back to, if we have time, this dashboard, which is what you see when you log in. We're looking at an active list of who is clocked in and who hasn't. We also have our timesheet tracking dashboard where you can see the status of who has signed their timesheet and who hasn't for a particular pay period. But I want to start off by jumping into the client database up here in the top left. I've actually already got it preloaded on a different tab. So here is a look at one of the people that we'll be looking at today as an example, a client named Jimmy. And what you can see is several active and available tabs which you can input all of your data that's pertinent to you. Again, QSP is your database, and you can put as much or as little information as you'd like into it. Your client pictures are, of course, optional if you'd like to have those in there as well. Let me jump over to the medication tab right here and just show you what it looks like to have medication entered into QSP. We have a database of 125,000 medications, which you can quickly and easily look up a medication using our medication lookup, and that'll pull in the medication name, form, route, just to give you a head start on your medication data entry. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time spelling some of these medication names, so it's nice to have it's kind of spelt for me. Pictures would be something that would be uploaded manually by you or your team members, and that's easy to do through our mobile application. And I'll show you how your staff can actually sign off and acknowledge medications through QSP as well. I also want to look at the contacts tab up here on the right, just to show you that this is a place where you can input all the contacts that are associated with the person being served here. Nice, easy way to track all those contacts, and all this contact information can be exportable and even will display on certain reports in QSP as well. This POS tab here will show any active authorization that you have set up for the person being served. Here you see an IHSS NOA, 46 hours and 30 minutes, as well as an SLS POS here. There are ways to customize the type of service in QSP. Maybe it's not SLS, maybe it's a community integration training, maybe it's a personal service, maybe it's adult day program. QSP doesn't care. You can add and put those authorizations into QSP, and what's great is you can then schedule it, which is what I'll show you here. I want to jump over to the service planning tab, show you real quick what that looks like and what's in here. What we call Client Connects. This is where you can put in home visits, ways that you're interacting with the people that you're serving. Let me also jump over here into your doctor's visits. Doctor's visits, again, a place where you can put in what occurred at a doctor visit. What's nice about these is they show up on several different types of reports. Let me go ahead and show you one of those reports here. I'm actually going to show you two reports. The face sheet, I'm actually going to open a new tab to show you what a face sheet looks like that's generated from QSP. Here's a quick look at a face sheet. And again, some of these information on the face sheet are customizable, so you can hide and show certain elements on the face sheet as well, depending on what you're going after. Again, all the data on the face sheet prints and generates based on what is active in the client profile. And again, here's a look at our medication quarterly worksheet, which is something that you can print off that displays the doctor's visits and some medication based on the date range that you choose. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and pivot and jump over to our scheduling maintenance and show you what that looks like. I already have it preloaded in this tab up here. All right, I've got Jimmy selected. We're going to go ahead and continue with Jimmy. Here's a look at Jimmy's authorizations up at the top of the screen. Earlier we said in his profile that he has these authorizations set up. We can see what has been scheduled Green represents IHSS. The white and the gray represent an SLS type shift. Purple colored appointments here, in particular for Jimmy, are day program. We have a blue doctor visit shift over here. And these total up in the dashboard that give us a complete look at the utilization for the month. So you can see we're at 93.5% for IHSS, 98.6% for the SLS POS. So we got a little bit of work to do if we want to get those at 100% as well. Down here at the bottom, we have a red open shift that just lets us know that there is a hole that we need to get covered. We all know what that feels like. So what happens, this schedule is what actually generates to our payroll reports, our billing reports, our timesheets. They use the data on the schedule to generate those reports. So how do we keep this schedule updated? Because it's 100% crucial that the schedule reflects what actually happened. Well, that's where QSClock comes in. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like for a staff person to clock in and clock out of their scheduled shifts. So here we have Salinas. She's scheduled today. And this is our mobile app called QS Mobile that has a QSClock application inside of it. She has an overnight shift with Jimmy, and looks like is getting off shift at 8 a.m. today. So we'll select that third shift, and all it's missing is her clock out. Now it is 9:07 on my time, and so her original end time ended at 8. So when we clock out here, it's going to say, hey, you're clocking out late. Your shift ended at 8. Why? I'll just put a real quick response here and just say late. So that actually captures her actual clock out time, and it also snags the GPS location of where she was when she clocked out. On the screen behind me, here's the day that we're looking at, 5 to 8. When I refresh that screen, we can see that the end time is no longer 8 a.m., but it is now 9:07, which is the time that Salinas actually clocked out. So the schedule now is updated. And again, if this 9:07 was an accident, this can easily be modified by a supervisor. One of the cool things down here is that the location is captured. So if we needed to, we can map that, click that button, pulls up Google Maps and shows us the location of where they were when they clocked in. Also going back to the mobile app here, we can see that this is also where we can acknowledge medications, QSMed. We're going to do Jimmy again. Medication reminders will be sent at the time that these medications are due, so the staff will get a notification to their phone, or maybe the person served has a tablet in their home, and they are simply just acknowledging if the medication was taken, held, declined, or whatever the outcome is. They can scroll through, see a list of the medications, and acknowledge their outcome, what happened to them. And all the medication details are there on the left. They'll hit acknowledge, sign it, and then done. And now we know that medication has been taken, and we can run a medication administration report to see those in a readable format, exportable format. Last thing I want to say here, again, I mentioned that this schedule ties into the payroll and billing sheets. Here's a look at a timesheet that can be signed electronically at a QSP, which is a real quick look at kind of what it looks like, what a timesheet looks like when it comes to staff signing off and acknowledging their hours. Here's a look at a payroll report that can be generated from QSP that shows the employee's name in column B and the people that they worked with, the type of service they worked, the hourly rate at that service type, and the amount of hours they worked given whatever your pay period range is, whether it's the 1st or the 15th, whether it's bi-weekly. QSP doesn't care. You can set up those parameters in the database. We also have a billing report, again, just using the data on the schedule. The billing report spits out and generates a nice format here where you can quickly and easily take this. Again, you're going to keystroke it into the e-billing website, but it gives you all the service hours that were worked during this time. If there's any IHSS, that's of course deducted, so you're just getting your direct service hours as well. I know that was a quick 10 minutes. Felt like it went by really quickly. If you want to learn more about QSP, I encourage you to get a hold of us. We can do a deeper look into some of the features maybe that sparked your interest today. Thank you very much, and I hope to be speaking with you guys again soon and learning more about your needs, and so that QSP can help you look like a genius. Take care.